McSorley. He sends it back behind the Oiler net. It rolled off the boards right back out toward the blue line. Oilers with it. Kings get caught. Here's a 2-on-1. Down the right wing side. Here's Glenn Anderson. His pass broken up. And behind the play, we've got a fight breaking out, and play is halted. Got Messier in a scrap with McSorley. And two former teammates, McSorley just pounding away at Messier, and then Messier wrestled him down. Now they get back up again. This is back behind the Oiler net.
Bob, the Oilers had a 2-on-1 because Granato was tripped up trying to come back. So excitement here in the first minute, 35. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. Messier, the captain and leading scorer for the Oilers, will sit out for 5 minutes, along with Marty McSorley of the Kings, 5 each for fighting. At 1:35, they were meeting along the near boards. McSorley and Messier, a few words, and then they dropped the gloves. Messier, a very strong player, and he did a pretty good job at tying up McSorley, but McSorley finally did get his right hand free towards the end of that scrap. And 2-1 on the punch stat meter. There's a minute 15 left on his cross check as we start the second.
And the Kings move it up to center ice now to Steve Kasper. He peels back in front of the King bench and now drives it down into the Oilers zone. Kings are moving from our left to our right here in the second period, leading 2-0. Oilers on the power play. Here's Steve Smith ahead to Messier. Messier put it between the skates of Chrysler, chases down the right wing corner, tipped away. Chrysler with it, sends it out to the right point, held in there by Tikkanen. Tikkanen sends it in back behind the King net, tipped away there by Anderson, over to Messier. Messier along the right wing boards in the circle, tipped off his stick up the middle. Tikkanen shoots, deflected off the glass. 38 seconds left to go on the power play for the Oilers, and we've got a penalty coming up.
Chrysler's hurt. Chrysler is hurt. I don't know if he is the player that was interfered with or high stick leading to the penalty. Elbowing is the initial call, and I think Messier is going to go. So again, the leading scorer for the Oilers goes into the penalty box, nullifying the rest of the time on the Oiler power play. Chrysler still down on the ice. Messier with Chrysler right in front of the net. Watch the elbow by Messier. The action right there. Right elbow by Messier, and down goes Chrysler, but Messier didn't get away with it. So the veteran trying to take advantage of the young Czechoslovakian in front of the net, but he got caught. 41 seconds.
Driven down in deep by Jeff Smith behind the net. Scott cut it off. Then he left it for Waters. Waters muscled in the corner and pulled down. Here's Jerry Curry for the Oilers. Curry in deep. Curry put it behind the net again. Now gets it back on the right side. Kings are back at full strength. Waters with a check on Curry. Gets it over to Kasper. Kasper behind the King net. He's checked there. Gets help from Waters. Curry drags Kasper down. Here's Simpson in the corner. He gets it to Messier. Messier tied up by Waters. Messier down to one knee. Waters on his back. And the whistle blows, and a check right of the whistle by Simpson.
All the players will come in again. The two defensemen for the faceoff will come outside the attacking zone. Allison is in there. Jeff Smith. And now Kasper and Simpson pushing and shoving. Let's watch those two. Now Waters and Simpson pushing and shoving. Curry is in there. Allison has had his helmet stripped. Now Chrysler tackles one of the Oilers. Who did tackle? Jeff Smith.
Jeff Smith. So Tippers flare once again with 4:17 to go in the second period.
Well, you've got to like the enthusiasm that some of the players that you really wouldn't have counted on a few weeks ago have shown for the Kings as the Oilers bench looks on. Chrysler getting a chance to play recently. Bukestad and Halkitis being recalled. Resident tough guys like McSorley, who's on the bench now. Messier and Waters want to go.
And Waters is grabbed by Randy Minton and pulled away. And now Messier being held by Ryan Bozak, the other linesman, and the referee.
Bob, I talked a few moments ago about Waters being a pretty good agitator over the years. And this is exactly what you want to do with a guy like Messier. The Kings have Messier off his game and in the penalty box a lot tonight. It looks like he's going to draw his third penalty. He's been involved in a fight, a penalty also late in the first period, and now a little scrap with Waters. A guy with over 100 points has got to stay out of the penalty box to be effective. Came into the games with 58 penalty minutes.
Well, he's in the penalty box again, as you say, for the third time in this game.
But to his credit,
Gary Curry in there too.
Waters is tying up Messier right there, dumping him to the ice, grabbing a hold of the back of Messier's jersey. Then in comes Curry with a little headlock. Then the heavy hit, Simpson on Waters. Then Casper rides Simpson into the boards. Then Praisler is going to come out of nowhere along with Allison.
You know, the weird thing about this, Nick, is a lot of guys that you've mentioned are normally not in that type of activity in the game. And then the shot of the players on the bench are kind of looking on in disbelief that all this was going on at that point.
Well, maybe it's good to have 27 players around fighting for jobs and showing some emotion out there.
That's Messier, double minor.
And Curry's getting a roughing minor. Allison going off for roughing. And Waters 2 for roughing. So the Kings get another power play as Messier will come off out of the penalty box and go to the dressing room. Apparently he yelled over at the Oiler bench. He might have an equipment problem or something because the double minor expires with 17 seconds left in the period. Walking off under his own power. 58 penalty minutes before tonight. He's had 9 penalty minutes tonight. The fighting major with McSorley early in the game. And
comes around the left side. Messier centers up the middle. Muni shoots over the net with a great chance. Muni got his shot up too high. Puck taken now, and we got a penalty. Another King down and injured.
Tim Waters, is it?
I think so. Waters is down out near the blue line.
I think Morrell was ruling for a high stick. Messier looking on.
Messier may be going again. I don't know. Waters is up on his skates right now. And Mark Messier heads back over to the penalty box.
He has had 13 penalty minutes tonight and no good scoring opportunity. No points, obviously, with his team being shut out. Here's a guy that's an MVP candidate. He got it all backwards tonight. High sticking at 5'11" for Mark Messier. The Kings will have a 2-man advantage.